We know we ask a lot from our patron and support network, and we are always so grateful for your generosity. In these challenging times, it's even harder to raise the funding we need to serve our community and achieve our goals. So we're always looking for new ways to maintain our revenue without adding additional burdens to our supporters. Today, we're excited to share a great opportunity that can really help our community and requires no additional out-of-pocket from you. We've partnered with the Liberty Company Insurance Brokers and their Liberty Cares program. Liberty Cares is simple. You already make monthly payments for your insurance needs, whether it's auto, home, or for your business. For every line of insurance you move to Liberty, they will donate 25% of the commissions they receive on your policies back to our cause. And under this special partnership arrangement, that donation will come to us again and again every year you keep your policy with Liberty. Often, you'll be able to move your insurance into this program simply by signing one form. It's that easy. The Liberty Company is one of the nation's largest insurance brokers, and they've won a number of recognitions for their excellent operations and workplace culture, so you can rest assured that you will be well taken care of. If you would like to learn more about how this new partnership with Liberty can help turn your insurance dollars into much-needed funds for our community, please visit libertycompany.com/libertycares or shoot them an email at libertycares@libertycompany.com. And please be sure to let them know that you're part of our community so that they will credit the benefit of your policies back to our organization. Your ongoing support is much appreciated, so thank you in advance.
There you go.
Hey, everyone. I think we're past the technical difficulties. Welcome to Tuesday's Mental Health Wellness Check-In. I'm Chrisa Saad. I'm the Director of Mental Health here at the Ed Asner Family Center. And I have a very special show today. I am going to introduce to you some of our therapists, and I'm very excited to be working with this great team of people. And I have been in practice myself since 2000, and I first was introduced to the special needs community at Vista Del Mar and learned so much in the very beginning days, and I just have really kept with working with the special needs population as well as other people and families and children and young adults, and it's just been a part of my heart and soul, and I've just loved it. And here I am, probably dating myself, but here we are, 2020, and it's such an honor to be a part of the Ed Asner Family Center and to be able to provide services. And we have really built something so nice currently available via telehealth. For telehealth sessions. And I'm so happy to say that we're taking insurance. We take Cigna, MHN, HealthNet, Beacon, Blue Shield, Magellan, SAG Insurance, and I believe I'm leaving something off. I think I said Cigna. But let's just get to it and let's start talking about, I can introduce you to these this wonderful team of people. And up first, we have Jeff Annan, who is coming to you via Zoom today.
Wait 1 second. Tell them we have some technical
difficulties. Sorry. Technical difficulties. So I'm talking to my producer, Matt. And are you So here I am. Are we done with our technical difficulties? I have to check in with my producer.
No, we're not.
Okay, so I'm not on? It says live. I think I'm on, so I'm just going to keep going.
You keep going. People can hear you, but they can't see it.
Well, that's unfortunate. I did my hair today and everything, so anyway, I'm going to bring
Sorry about that. I'm going to check in with my producer. Yay, we're back. All right. I think I'm going to start over. So It was all your producer's fault.
Oh, my producer. We're going to have to fire him. We're going to have the big boss fire him. Anyway, so sorry about the technical difficulties, but today is a special day for me and my mental health team. We're very happy to start off. We've been doing providing mental health services at the center during the pandemic, and it's very necessary and very important to continue to reach out for help, whether you call a friend or you decide that you really need something a little bit more. And at the Ed Asner Family Center, we have 3 wonderful clinicians available and ready via telehealth to provide services for our community. And I'd like to bring on the first guest. And Jeff let's bring on Jeff Annan.
Oh, very good. There I am. So I'm starting with the mask on just to demonstrate we are safe here.
Definitely. Thank you for doing that. And wanted to introduce you. This is Jeff Annan. He is one of our clinicians here at the center. And would you like to say a few words about yourself? And
yeah. It's so exciting being here on the beginning because, I got a call from Chrisa. And I guess I was very tenacious about sending her my resume and saying, no, pick me. But she wasn't really hiring anybody at the time. So I'm glad they finally let me in the door. So originally I was born and raised in Hawaii, moved here in the 80s, and then actually got my master's in clinical psychology, Cal State Long Beach, after which I worked at UCLA in addiction medicine, a lot of research there. So only about 5 years ago, I decided to switch careers and move into more clinical work. So I got my MA in clinical psychology. So yes, that's 2 MAs. But I really wanted to work with kids. That was going to be my focus from the beginning. But we'll get into that more later. So I worked with older adults first in my training, and then K through 8 school and high school in my recent associate level training. And now I'm with Chrisa. So
yeah, you're a part of the Ed Asner Family Center team, the mental health team, and we're just very happy to have you. It's very important in the special needs community to have a male therapist because oftentimes, obviously, autism affects boys more than it does girls. And people are always looking for that male therapist for the client to connect with. And, I'm so happy to have you here. And Jeff is an associate MFT, and he is under my supervision. And so we meet on a weekly basis and we discuss cases confidentially. And so I've been working with people on the spectrum and for over 20 years now. So we make a good team, and as well as our other clinicians, we will be able to start seeing more people, possibly face-to-face, maybe in mid-September. And we have we have PPE protection available. So, and distancing that we will have, because it's very hard sometimes for people in the special needs community to just do therapy via telehealth, via video. And if they're already working that way or in school, it's just another layer of, not socializing and not getting out. So we're hoping to see clients face to face soon. So Jeff, I know you also see young adults, and can you say really a little bit more about like what your passion was for therapy, and also it was a career change for you, but what really drew you to working with people in a therapeutic setting?
Yeah, well, it kind of started with teaching martial arts to kids. I've been doing that for over 30 years, I shudder to say. But a lot of times people would bring their kids, usually the kid doesn't want to really do anything. They don't want to do a martial art. But this martial art was called Aikido. So it's very non-violent, it is a way to get control of your body and mind without the horrors of being disciplined or being yelled at least the way I taught it. So I started there. We had kids diagnosed with ADHD, autism, oppositional, and they would come in, and yeah, it was a little tough to get them used to the mat and how things work, but I found a certain affinity with that and making connection with the kid first of all, and then the training was the martial art training was secondary to the mental training that they were actually experiencing. So
they'd really have to get into their body to access what the teachings are for this martial art. And it sounds like it's you know, a lot of people a lot of our kids do take martial arts, and it's something about the regimen or the structure of it that is really appealing, I think, to you know, it's very well, you do the route, you do. I'm not good at describing it, so you go ahead and describe it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things is just to give you a flavor was at the end of everything, the physical exercise, trying to follow me, do what I say, protectively rolling around the mat, which is, they love rolling around. It's so much fun. But I would have a session where at the end we would all sit on our knees and then just breathe 10 breaths, and you would count the breaths. We did it out loud, and the goal was not to move for 10 breaths. Oh. And I don't know if kids in general, right? That's a very hard thing to do. And certainly at first, the classic would just, you know, moving around and stuff. And then eventually I used to talk to him about, yeah, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to have something happen to you, and then you're going to want to do something about it right away. But what I want you to do is make a little space. So I would go, okay, here I'm sitting, I'm doing well. Oh, I'm itchy. So instead of just going to scratch, you say, okay, just think about being itchy first, then decide to scratch. And eventually you might get to 10 breaths. So it's sort of like a response flexibility to have something in between action and a reaction.
So that's really about, you know, shifting the behavior and being mindful and aware of what your body's doing, and really being more vigilant about how you're feeling and how you're reacting. So no, well said. I mean, a lot of our young people, well, young adults even, have sensory issues, and we need to shift some of those. Sometimes they need to learn ways, like some tools and techniques to not to just sort of manage that. So that sounds like really nice. And you can also utilize some of those techniques during therapy sessions and teach calm and teach breathing and things like that as well.
Right. Even in session, I would just talk about the hand breathing. Okay, now use your hand and go breathe in and then breathe out, and then breathe in, then breathe. So just to get a physical component to something that's mental, and kids aren't really good at just sitting doing nothing. So I help them physically along with the brain and the breath.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Right, thank you for inviting me. This is as close as I get to fame.
I'm really happy. Well, you'll definitely be back. We'll hopefully do this again, where we bring on the mental health team and entertain questions and comments from the audience. So thank you so much for coming on the show today, and we'll have you back soon in the future.
Thank you.
So Matt, I think up next we're going to have Desiree Gonzalez. She is a licensed marriage family therapist. Hi, Desiree.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. We had some technical difficulties, but we're just rocking on through. And thank you so much for coming on today at such short notice. I'm so glad that we got the whole team together. And I'm very excited to be working with you and for you to be a part of the team here. And I was just wondering if you could just talk a little bit about how you came to be a licensed clinician and maybe what some of your specialty is.
Sure. Also, I just want to express gratitude and appreciation for joining this organization. I'm really looking forward to being a part of the special needs community, working with children and their families. I'm very, very passionate about working with families specifically. One of the driving forces that really got me into this field in the first place is because while I was getting my bachelor's degree, I worked in juvenile institutions, and I was working firsthand with young adolescents, both boys and girls, and just the families were very hungry for any information that they could get their hands on that would help them reach their children who were definitely acting out and getting in trouble. But I also knew back then very quickly that was not the avenue to reach them in a meaningful way. So that's when I decided to pursue specialization in marriage and family therapy with a definite emphasis in family systems. I've been licensed for over 12 years now, and I've had a lot of background in working with families, especially trauma, attachment issues, substance use disorders. These are the common themes that often come up when working with families. These are the issues that people are dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, absolutely. I think trauma is such a much needed we really need to focus more on trauma these days, because I don't think people really identify that maybe the anxiety or the depression, they first think about those, but they don't think that it might be tethered to some kind of trauma that they experienced. And we need to bring more awareness into that. And especially in the pandemic, the fear of what could happen potentially. What does this mean? How does this change life? These are and then hearing about some of the unfortunate situations, maybe somebody that's passed away from the virus, or somebody is affected by the virus, or their job loss. All of these things are traumatic. And, I'm noticing more and more push for people reaching out to get mental health services, because I think this is kind of more like a PTSD, more of a trauma, even hearing about things that are happening to other people.
On the news, definitely.
Yes. And so much so much has been thrown at us in the last few months, and we just have to be so grounded and flexible, but most of all, self-care is important to keep going. And now parents are facing the kids being at home with school, virtual school, and they're trying to work. And, so now this is the next phase of anxiety that parents are really experiencing. And so, I really hope that if anyone's out there really needs some support, to give us a call. Telehealth, possibly coming in a month, a few weeks in September, that we will be hoping to see people face to face.
I just wanted to add, I really appreciate people's resilience and their desire to seek or to get help and support, right? Because everyone is really anxious right now. And I really appreciate that. I feel like it's easier in some ways to get access to care because people are juggling so much. Having to drive somewhere to go receive therapy can sometimes feel too overwhelming. So having telehealth available just makes it seem a little bit more manageable.
Yes. I mean, at first it was very easy to make the transition and comforting to be in my house. But then, after a while, it was just a little stir crazy. But some people are really, really enjoying it and spending more time in their backyard or their patio and trying to be creative about life at home. And you're absolutely right. We're all Los Angelonians and we hate traffic. And so it's just so nice to not have to get in the car sometimes. But thank you so much for coming on today. And I definitely want to have the team back again, or do, if any, we can do specialized shows where we can really, give each therapist opportunity to really do a question and answer opportunities. So that's something that we can do in the future as well. Audience, look forward to that sometime. So, all right, Desiree, thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye. So up next, is our third clinician that's a part of our mental health team, and that is Michelle Tapia. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Chrisa. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great. We had a little bit of a technical glitch, but we're all good now. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
And I just really would love for you to tell the audience a little bit about yourself and maybe some of your specialty or what you feel passionate about and who you prefer. Maybe your specialty.
Sure. Well, I've been a clinician since around 2008. And I feel like adolescence is a really tough time, really stressful, really turbulent. And I'm passionate about helping people. There are so many traps, and we go through such an emotional response because of the hormones and stuff that we experience, and then the stress that happens between children and their parents. So I am really happy to be part of the Ed Asner Family Center because when I was looking for a place that I really wanted to work, I was so impressed by some of the other programs and the holistic approach that you have. Yeah. And you have the art program, and you have dance, and you have, acting stuff. And
yes,
they're so important at that age for being able to express yourself and be able to understand the world through other sorts of mediums.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's what I love here too. And it's just, we're getting it going through the online medium, but, fingers crossed that hope to do that in the future once again. And we did have, some campers for Camp Ed. That was a 4-week course that went very well. It was very successful, where we were very safe and we had the students, socialize as best we could, but it was live in 3D and in real time. It wasn't in front of a computer, but it does work for therapy sometimes. But like I said earlier, for young people or some people on the spectrum, it's just too difficult to just do the telehealth. But we are doing it, and you are doing it. And so, but I absolutely love that you are passionate about working with adolescents, because I know some clinicians that are just like, this is too hard. There's too many hormones. There's too much uncertainty. But that's wonderful. So I'm really glad.
There's a lot of anger. And I think that's one of the reasons people shy away from that age group.
Mm-hmm.
But the anger is usually hiding other stuff, and that's the stuff that's fun to get to. But
yes.
I love working with families and family communication and, coping skills and conflict resolution, all that sort of stuff. And I'm so happy to be providing services to the special needs community, and like I said, have been a huge fan of the Ed Asner Family Center for a while myself anyways, because I just love the approach that you guys have.
Thank you. And thank you so much. And, when you can see your, it's hard to get to know people through video, but, you have a sensitivity about you and a sense of humor and a joy of life. And it really comes out, as a clinician and through your personality. And I think that's what's important too, is you bring, your personality to your therapy as well. And I think we have a wonderful team. And I'm very excited to be working with all three of you. So I'm so grateful that we're rocking and rolling, and we're just going to keep building. And we have a really nice center with these wonderful therapy rooms that are very cozy. I don't know if I can say cozy now in a pandemic, but they're comfortable. And so, hopefully in a few weeks we can see people face to face again and have that different dynamic, that different layer in therapy. But thank you so much, Michelle, for coming on, and definitely we'll have another episode with the clinicians again, and we'll bring you back on.
Thank you very much, Chrisa.
Sure. Take care. See you soon. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today and for being a part of week 17 of our mental health, wellness, and check-in. And if anybody has any suggestions or ideas or wants particular topics talked about, please go ahead and email me at Chrisa at edasnerfamilycenter.org. And by all means, reach out to your neighbors and your friends and your single friends and your relatives and check in on them. And if they need any support, please let them know that we have therapy available and we do take some insurance. We also have sliding scale. So that's it for today, guys. Take care and we'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Navah Pasquitz-Asner. I'm the founder of the Ed Asner Family Center. Did you know that we have counseling services here at the center? And our goal is to not send families away based on their ability to pay. This is my mental health director.
Hi, I'm Chrisa Saad. I'm the licensed marriage family therapist, and we have availability for telehealth sessions. We also take insurance and private pay sliding scale. So please give me a call at 818-855-2199.
Take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. Call us today.